Okay, so I want you to imagine something from me. It's late, but not ridiculously late. You're at home, and the house has started making those noises. The heating clicks, the floorboards settle, maybe there's rain against the window. You're upstairs, getting ready for bed, and your partner is beside you. You know they're beside you because you can see them. And then, from downstairs, you hear a voice. Not a voice where you think, oh, that could just be the television. Their voice sounds the exact same as the one you know, as the person laying next to you. And they go, Agata. You look at the person beside you, they're still there. And then from downstairs, the voice calls again. Agata, come here. So, what do? Because according to one of the creepiest forms of the modern internet horror, you do absolutely nothing. You do not answer it, you do not go downstairs, and you absolutely do not open the door. And you definitely do not follow the voice into the woods, because that thing that's calling you is not the person whose voice it belongs to. Hello, and welcome to Magic and Mystic, where we will talk about anything that's magic, spooky, and of course, mystical. We are your hosts, Alana
and Agata.
And today, I will be telling you about mimics.
Ooh. I'll tell you what crystals align with today's topic, tell you a spooky story, and what the tarot cards are trying to tell us.
Okay, so let's jump into it. Today, as you can probably tell from my introduction, we are going to be talking about mimics. And I completely got obsessed with this.
Oh yeah, there's so much about it. Can I just say, I did not like the fact that you used my name in that story.
I know, I tried to put emphasis on it.
As much as I like the paranormal, I get creeped out very easily. And I find my house to be spooky at night anyway, so thank you for that image later today.
I'm about to say, I saw you tense as soon as I said it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to warn you now.
Oh.
This episode sent me down an absolute rabbit hole, because when I first heard the word mimic, I thought I was just dealing with one creature. Like,
oh no.
One legend, one monster, its original story. I thought I'd be able to say, this is where the mimics come from, this is what they look like when they're not, like, in a human, trying to impersonate a human.
Yeah.
This is what they do, and this is the rule.
Yeah.
Because I like a rule. You know, simple, lovely, but it was not like that at all, because the deeper I went and the stranger it became. I found doubles, phantom copies of living people, spirits that seem to arrive before the real person does, forests being associated with misleading travellers, stories about loved ones who look right but somehow feel wrong,
right,
shapeshifters,
yeah,
replacement children, and voices in the wild.
Great.
I know. And then, much later, internet stories where all these ancient fears seem to collide into one modern word.
Okay.
Which is mimic.
Ooh.
So to me, it feels like mimic took a lot of the terrifying powers that these other creatures have, and it went together. But I'm going to get more into that as I go down this rabbit hole with you.
Okay, great.
Mimics. So, today, I want to investigate a question. Not are mimics real, because I can't prove that, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend I can. The question that I want to know is, where did the idea of mimics come from?
Right.
And my answer, after searching all through this, is going to be slightly annoying, because I don't think mimics have one origin.
Yeah.
I think the modern day mimic may be much more interesting. I think it may be a new monster.
Ooh, okay.
So I feel like it's built from the bones of much older ones.
By the way, as much as I like this topic, I feel highly uncomfortable talking about it, so I will be yawning a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
As long as you stay awake.
I'm not sleepy, just nervous.
Okay, so let's start. If you spend enough time in the paranormal corners of the internet, especially TikTok and Reddit, YouTube, you'll find people sharing their personal supernatural experiences. You will eventually come across a story about a mimic.
Mm.
And the basic idea usually goes something like, a person hears a voice they recognise.
Yep.
Maybe their mother, their husband, their children, or a friend. Sometimes they hear their own voice. The problem is that the person being copied cannot possibly be the source.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean by that?
I think so.
So, like, if you shouted my name,
Yeah.
but it's not you. So it's
Okay,
not the
yeah,
actual
yeah.
source of the person.
Okay. Yep.
So, like, your mum might be upstairs, but you can hear the voice coming from outside.
Okay. Yep.
You might hear your husband, but he's at work. Things like that. So it can't possibly be them.
Okay.
In other stories that I've read, the mimic copies sound rather than speech. So, keys in the front door, footsteps on the hallway, or a familiar cough.
So can you imagine that? You know, you're at home and you think you hear footsteps, so you're like, oh, a ghost. And it's a freaking mimic hiding somewhere, making the sound of a footstep.
I don't know, I feel like it depends if you recognise the footstep.
Yeah, but that makes it even worse for me, because you think, oh, my husband's coming up the stairs. Nope, no one there. You go, oh, maybe a ghost. No.
Yeah, it's really weird, because I know that people have different footsteps, so normally you can, like, I know that some
Yeah.
people can tell difference. Like,
I can with my family, yeah.
I feel like it is a family thing, so you can always tell who's running upstairs or who's coming down,
Yeah.
depending on the...
It just creeps me out more thinking that there's a mimic rather than a ghost. I don't know why.
Well, this is going to creep you out a bit more.
Oh, God.
Because in other stories, it actually becomes visual.
Ah.
So someone can see the same person, or they see someone that looks almost human.
Right.
I say almost.
Mm.
So the face is right, the body's right, the movements are wrong though. The smile lasts too long. Their eyes do not behave correctly. So it could be like they're not blinking enough,
Okay.
or they're just staring you deadpan.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
And this is where I need to make our first major differentiation, I think, between folklore and internet horror.
Yep.
There is no universal agreement about ancient mimic rulebook.
Okay.
There is no old script I can pinpoint or really find that kind of all agree. So, rule 1, never answer when it calls your name. Rule 2, it must hear your voice before it can copy you. Rule 3, if it calls your name 3 times, you die. Those are the kind of rules that do circulate online, but they're not all the same. They change depending on what source you go to. So they're all completely different.
I'm just stuck on rule. What was it? 3? When it calls your name 3 times?
You die.
What?
But they vary so much.
Mhm.
So, one storyteller, for instance, says a mimic can only repeat words it has heard.
Okay.
Another says it can hold a conversation. One says it lives in the forest, another in a house. So it's just all completely different.
Yeah.
There's no one rule for it. And I just want to touch on this. So on the internet, some people say it has pale humanoid bodies.
Okay.
Okay. Another says that it has no bodies at all. That inconsistency is not necessarily a weakness to the story, it actually may be the biggest clue.
Okay.
Because folklore changes, stories travel, and people add details and forget details.
Yeah.
It's just the human way. People can also combine other stories together, and the internet allows the process to happen at a ridiculous speed. So, for the first major point of this episode, the modern paranormal mimic appears to function more like an umbrella of a lot of ancient folklore.
Yeah.
Rather than just be defined as one creature.
Okay.
And that is the truth that we need to find the older fears that hide beneath the mimic.
Who?
Okay, so before we talk about the forests and stolen versions and voices, we need to talk about something much more basic.
Okay.
The fear of seeing a person twice.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So the idea of the double is ancient. And I want to be careful here because this is where bad folklore content often cheats. So people find ancient beliefs involving the soul, a spirit, reflection, or an image, and immediately look and go, ancient mimic. They look the exact same. No, similar does not mean identical. An ancient Egyptian concept of the self is not automatically a TikTok voiced monster.
Yeah.
A Greek phantom is not automatically a doppelganger. But what these older traditions shows us is that humans have been fascinated by the possibility of a second version of themselves for a really long time. One particular example comes from the ancient Greek drama in play Helen, produced in the 50th century BCE. We get a remarkable version of the Helen of Troy story, if you've ever seen that.
Nope.
You need to read it. Okay.
It's just not stuff like that.
I'll tell you about it later.
Okay.
We could do an episode on it.
Oh, yeah, let us know if that's something you'd want to hear.
So, brief. In the telling of the real Helen, did not actually go to Troy in the way everyone believes. Instead, a phantom image, a likeness, was involved.
Okay.
Thinking about that, the real woman still existed, but somewhere else.
Right.
Another version of her occupies her place in the story.
Okay.
I am not calling that a phantom, a mimic. It isn't. But the structure is important. A person can apparently exist in one location while their likeness exists in another.
Like a parallel universe sort of thing.
Kind of. Like, once humans begin telling stories, we have entered a terrifying place of doppelgangery. Like, you might say that, oh, I saw your brother today.
Yeah.
But he completely ignored me. But in the universe we do live in, there is going to be a lot of people that look similar to you.
Yeah, I know on TikTok there's been a trend where people try and find the doppelgangers from like around the world, people that look like them, or like, I don't know if you've seen it, there's been quite a few videos of people stitching other people's videos where they look like a copy of each other, but they're from like completely different parts of the world.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't mean that they're evil.
No.
But yeah, I feel like with how many people are in the world right now, some genetics are going to match other people's genetics.
But also, we come from like the same sort of beginning, if in a way. So, I mean, we're bound to look similar, right?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of us will look similar to others.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's paranormal just because you look like somebody else. Even though I would like to find my doppelganger.
I would as well. I want to know what they look like, what style they have. Maybe I should change my style.
So, would you like me to talk more about doppelgangers?
Yes.
So, the word doppelganger is actually German.
Oh.
Very rarely we think of it as a double gorg or double walker.
Nah.
But here is the first surprise. The famous term is not some untouched prehistoric German word for an ancient monster species.
Mm-hmm.
Its literal history is much more specific to that.
Right.
The term came from a German writer, Jean-Paul, and his novel that he published in 1796.
Ooh, okay.
96, what a good year. And there seems to be a bit of a complication here. The earliest form of this being used is messier than the simple internet claiming that Jean-Paul just neatly invented the monster word exactly as it's used today.
Right.
So, I mean, like, over the years, it probably wouldn't have just been doppelganger. It would have evolved over time.
Yeah.
So, as I said earlier, another person, another living version of you, and the doppelganger becomes a massive story. And, of course, it's evolved and snowballed into, like, have you ever watched Vampire Diaries?
No.
Oh my god, it's such a good film. Obviously, there's a doppelganger in there, so even now, they still portray it in a lot of series.
Yeah.
So, in hindsight, a doppelganger, to some people, wouldn't seem frightening. But I want to tell you why I think it's frightening.
Okay.
Because, technically, we all know that unrelated people do look alike.
Yeah.
As we said earlier. We've all seen pictures online, as we said, which isn't scary when you meet somebody that looks like you on the internet, because that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
But supernatural doppelgangers, horror goes further than just looking alike. So imagine you message me saying, I saw you earlier. You didn't say hi. I looked at you. You had the same hair, same look, same face, same clothes. But I was somewhere else. This is where resemblance becomes impossibly present. And this is our first major branch of the mimic tree, because a modern mimic stories may say, someone copied you, or me. A doppelganger story may suggest that there was just another us.
Yeah. Okay.
See how these sound similar?
Yeah.
But they are not exactly the same. The modern mimic is often imagined as a imitator. The doppelganger is a double of you.
Okay. Like a twin, in a way.
Kind of. And historically, doubles have been associated with all kinds of meanings, such as bad omens, death, divided identity, the hidden self, psychics, or supernatural warnings.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I was watching a documentary on twins, a very old one,
Oh.
and I think it was mainly from more the caveman era,
Okay.
and like how they evolved into that. So when they had twins, obviously they'd never known anything like it, so they thought that two souls were split. Well, one soul was split into two bodies.
Aww.
That's what they thought, which I quite like.
Yeah.
The next one I want to go on to is Voldoga. So, this one is quite fascinating. I quite like this one. I think I like this one more than the doppelganger.
Oh, okay.
And I think it may be one of the most important comparisons in the entire episode. So, the Norwegian term is usually written as Verdoga.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. And broadly speaking, it refers to a strange pre-arrival phenomenon.
Okay.
Phenomenal. A person's presence seems to arrive before them. So, as I was saying, I think I did mention this with you earlier. So, you're at home, your partner is due back from work any minute now, you hear the car, you hear the door, the keys click, and the familiar sounds of footsteps. The little routine that they do when they come home. So you call out, hello. You check, but nobody's there. 10 minutes later, the real person arrives. And you hear the sequence again. Now, tell me, does that sound remarkably similar to the modern day mimic story?
Yeah.
Because this is exactly why it became so interesting to me. At the level of human experiences, the overlap is extraordinary, which I thought, I hear someone I know when they were not physically present, but the modern day mimic is often framed as hostile, where this creature doesn't seem to want to hurt you, it just replays. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. So, it just sounds like it's bored. Oh, like a parrot!
Yeah, kind of like a parrot, just mimic. Well,
Yeah.
I can't say mimic because it's not a mimic, but it just replays.
Yeah, like, there's quite a lot of birds out there that do that. Even crows do it, where they hear a sound and they replay it in a way, like a stereo replays it.
Yeah, exactly. So, so the Vargoda is not necessarily an evil presence at all. It can be understood more like a former runner, I guess. Do you know what I mean? So, like, obviously it's just there, like what you said with parrots.
Yeah.
It knows the sound and it knows roughly the time it happens.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I don't want to sound disrespectful, but do you know when you're feeding your animals and they know when it's food time?
Yeah.
They know the steps and everything.
A routine.
Yeah, they know the routine. But I do need to be transparent, because you will find a lot of controversial descriptions online claiming a huge list of rules and powers that the Vodego. I would be cautious, as with most folklore, the stories change.
Yeah.
And it gets different. But the central comparison remains extremely useful.
Okay.
So, the modern mimic says something copies the sound of someone you love. The Vertigo type experiences say the sounds of your loved ones come home before your loved ones actually do.
Yep.
Same, similar experience, different supernatural explanation.
Yeah.
And this is exactly why I do not think that the modern day mimic can be understood by looking for just one creature. We need to look at a
wider range.
Yeah, like a wider range. My brain went completely blank then. Because perhaps throughout history people have experienced something strange, hearing footsteps, voices, seen double, and different cultures have given that strangeness a different name.
Yeah.
There is also a Finnish concept often brought into the conversation, and their name is the etinainen.
Okay.
I am sorry if I am butchering that. Etinainen. Again, it is frequently compared with the idea of a person somewhere being present before they actually arrive. And again, I want to resist flattening Finnish and Norway traditions into one monster.
Yeah.
So basically what I'm trying to say is they are very similar, but they are not going to be the same because they're from different areas, different parts of the world.
Yeah.
But similar monsters, different names.
It's like in the Slavic folklore, there's so many similar or same folklores, but they're slightly different depending on what country you hear it from.
Exactly. So, if I had to draw the family tree right now,
Yeah.
from the mimic, we would have the doppelganger, an impossible second body, and the Voldoga, impossibly similar presence.
Okay.
And now we need to branch out a little bit more because the fetch come into it.
Oh.
So the fetch is a British and Irish folklore. A fetch is a supernatural double or apparition of a living person, and seeing one could be regarded as a bad omen.
Ooh.
Often a very bad one.
Yeah.
Now the history is a little bit messy than simply saying the fetch is a ancient Irish monster. So there's actually documented the fetch in older British contexts.
Ooh.
So this was written in 1787. Okay, that date's important.
Okay.
Because it is before Jean Paul's famous 1796 doppelgangers.
Yeah.
So supernatural doubles vary, and I just find it very cool how it's gone across from Germany, English, it goes everywhere. And back in those days, there wasn't obviously any internet.
Yeah.
So it was just all word of mouth.
Yeah, I find that really cool, how stories traveled so much just based on people, word of mouth, letters maybe sometimes.
And experiences.
Yeah, exactly. Some of them got written down in a book like this one, thankfully, so that it stays solid in a way.
But I must say, the classic fetch scenario is deeply eerie.
Okay.
Okay, so someone sees you, not your ghost after death. You are alive, but your appearance appears somewhere else. Maybe someone sees your exact figure walking alone on a road. Maybe they see you in an entirely different place.
Oh.
And then maybe it just disappears.
Okay.
And later people discover that the living person was never really there.
Oh.
In some traditions, the appearance becomes an omen, a sign connected with death that you're going to be passing on.
Yep.
But again, the fetch is not necessarily a predator. It may not be trying to trick you. It may not want to lure you into the woods, and it might not even want to hurt you. It's simply just there.
Might.
Yes. And this gives us another ingredient into the modern day mimic horror.
Okay.
Because mimics, they copy sounds, and I know that it's stretched on now to say that they may look like you.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was really cool, that this is another thing that's been added into the mimics.
Yeah.
And how many cultures have very similar creatures.
Yeah, that's another thing. Because so many different cultures experience the same thing, it just makes it more believable that it is real.
Exactly. Okay, and if I was to branch into another bit.
Okay.
But I am going to only skim over this because I really want to do an episode on this, and it is a changeling.
Ooh, I've not heard of this.
A changeling?
Wow.
I think you have. It's basically, do you know when you have a baby and it gets swapped at birth? So then the fairies will come and swap it with a fairy baby.
Ah.
And it looks exactly like your child. but something's always slightly off with it.
Oh.
But it can also happen to adults, like they'll go somewhere, they'll come back, and the mannerisms won't be exactly the same.
Yeah.
They'll look the same, but they may walk slightly different, like something's different.
Yeah.
That's all you know.
Okay.
But everyone doesn't believe you because they probably don't know that person as you do.
Yeah. I think I've heard stories, but didn't know it had a name.
But I will talk to you about the Leshy.
I like that, Leshy.
Which, to be fair, I kind of want to do more of an episode about this one.
Okay.
Because it is very cool. And I will just skim over the Leshy, which I need to be careful of because it's a Slavic folklore.
Hehe.
And
Leshy.
there is no single frozen version of this.
Okay.
So obviously, depending on where you go, it changes slightly, as folklore often does. So if you have a mental image of a giant deer skull, forest monster, like from the video game, that is not automatically the historical folklore version.
I know what you're on about now.
So it's the master of the forest, a spirit of wild space.
Yeah.
A frequent figure linked to animals, travel, danger, and the landscape. And some people say it's human-like. Sometimes it can be a little strange, and sometimes it can be a huge size, like so tall.
Can I just interrupt you?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we celebrate the witchy holiday. The last one was Lifa. In Poland or in Slavic cultures, we celebrate pretty much the same holidays, but we call it something different. So we celebrate the beginning of summer, which is Lifa. And I believe it is in that celebration that we use, or you see a lot of what my brain now imagines to be Leshy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. You'll have to tell me about that.
Yeah, well, I'll show you videos of it.
That sounds so cool. Okay, so back to this. Importantly for us, traditions and later compositions gave Leshy with sound. So they came up with that apparently it speaks like a human, echoes, cries, laughs. So imagine you are walking through a dense woodland. You hear somebody. Maybe they call. Maybe you think another person is nearby and you follow it. But the sound seems to move. You leave the path. You become disorientated, and suddenly the forest does not look similar. It looks different to everything else.
Never leave the path.
And now you're lost. This sounds very close to a mimic.
Yeah.
A human-like sound, an unsafe landscape, a person that you've tried to follow, and then you become lost. But again, we must preserve the difference. The Leshy is not simply the Slavic mimic.
Yeah.
It has its own cultural history and much broader identity than the mimic does. And this matters because forests are perfect environments for mimic legends.
Yeah.
Sounds behave strangely, the vision, you can't really see clear when you're in a forest, especially if it starts getting darker.
Yeah.
Animals make sounds that some people can think that's a cry.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of fox. They scream.
Yeah. You know, if you never heard a fox sound and you hear it, you would not imagine that coming out of a fox. I always thought they barked.
Barks?
Yeah. Not like a proper, like a dog bark, but like something similar to a bark.
Kind of like a growl.
No, like a... I don't know how to explain it. If you ever heard a cat bark, that's what I imagine it being. Yeah, I know. Just look up a cat barking and you'll know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm probably looking at her the exact same way you guys are.
Yeah.
One of the terrifying things I actually think about the Leshy is because it creates noises, it can sound like somebody you love is calling for you. So if you hear Agatha, obviously you're going to turn around. And that's quite horrific. If you're in the woods and you hear somebody that you know, you're going to be like, where are you? And you're going to go find them. So it's a sound that you just can't ignore.
Yeah, don't like that.
But this also leads on to another one, and one example often discussed in the Philippines folklore is a creature called the Tiyanak. But I have realised that I have been waffling, and this is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, this mimic family tree. So, what have you got on mimics? And then we shall come back to mine later.
Yeah, this might need to be a 2-part series, I guess. I've got 3 stories, and I feel like I'll go for this one. It comes from a Reddit forum called r/paranormal, my favorite one. It's from a Reddit user called Anime King of Naf. It's titled, I may have encountered a mimic. It begins like this. Like the title suggests, I think I may have encountered a mimic. This happened an hour or so ago, around 10 p.m. I'm legally blind, to cut me some slack here. I was in the shower, minding my own business and listening to some music. Nobody in the home at the moment, as half my family is on a trip. And me and the only other person in the family are at work till midnight or later. All of a sudden, while my phone was in between songs, you know, that kind of awkward semi-silence at the end of a song that lasts until the next one starts, I hear a knock. Not a loud one, not a quiet one either, sort of like a medium-pitched tap on the bathroom door. I, not knowing what to do and thinking someone got in, which I know nobody did break in due to nothing being moved after I got out the bathroom, I stayed quiet. I then heard what sounded like my mum's voice, which I knew was impossible since she wasn't home. It asked if either her brush or makeup was in the bathroom. Due to the now present music combined with the shower going, I couldn't fully hear. I then go, huh? Mainly to myself as I misheard a lyric, and heard nothing else from outside the bathroom the entire rest of my long shower. When I got out, my phone, which I kept on the toilet tank in case of a call or for music, was now moved a bit away from its usual spot and tilted good 10 degrees or so. It went from around 45 battery to 26, which is not normal for a guy who takes 15 to 20 minute showers. I also noticed that a drawer I closed earlier, which was slightly open, just enough for a small bit of hairbrush to be sticking out slightly. I know this probably sounds fake, but within the past few years, we have had a Native American family member or 2 pass, and I used to have a friend who found a literal skeleton in her and her sister's closet in a blocked off section during renovations. Thoughts, by the way, this is the first odd thing that has happened in our home, but me and my mom do joke it's haunted due to some items moving around when nobody's using them.
I'm still hooked on the skeleton in the closet.
Right? I might need to look at that person's account to see if they talk about the skeleton, because what the hell?
It's giving Tower of London vibes. Okay, guys, so I need to talk about the Tiyanak. But because this episode I don't want this episode to be too long, I think this is going to be a part 2.
Yeah, it might be.
And I'm sorry about that, especially if you hate part 2s. But I don't want to feel like we're rushing through this.
Yeah, I still have a lot of mimic stories I want to tell you guys. Alana still has a couple more things she wants to mention. It just makes sense for part 2 to be a thing.
Okay, so we hope that you're not too angry with us over this. But I promise it will be the next episode that comes out.
Yeah, and should we do a tarot read?
Yeah, we're still going to do the tarot read and what crystal we think aligns with today's topic.
Alright, let's mention my crystal. That means I need to do 2 crystals now. Gosh, guys, again spoiled. So, the crystal I chose is called Grey Moonstone. The Grey Moonstone is thought to have protective qualities, shielding the wearer from negative energies and promoting a sense of security and grounding. It is also the stone that is linked to enhancing intuition and physics abilities, making it a favorite tool for shamans. I am not reading out the word, I don't know how to pronounce that. It is said to facilitate deeper meditation and spiritual insight. So I feel like it's great when dealing with mimics or any of the other... I mean, mimics, I guess, like we said, it's an umbrella term. So if you're dealing with any type of mimic, I feel like this crystal will be helpful.
Now onto the tarots.
This is a bit of a deep one, apparently. So, this is meant to one of our viewers for sure. So, if this sounds familiar, first of all, if you need to speak to someone, we're free to listen. But the cards that we got they're all reversed. 10 of Pentacles, reversed King of Pentacles, and reversed Queen of Swords. The cards together mean financial instability and disturbance within the family dynamic or financial. So again, very deep. It kind of suggests that someone, again, it could be a relationship, family, whatever the scenario is, you're not able to leave the situation because of the financial stability, but the environment you're in is very toxic. I don't even know what to say to that. Like, there are places, depending on where you are, obviously, but we know England, there are places you can go to that will help you financially. If it is a place that is unsafe for you to stay, that could be unsafe emotionally, mentally, physically, just whatever the situation is. If you can't leave, there are places you can contact. If you're a woman, you can contact a woman's shelter. There's charities that you can contact that will provide you a shelter to go to while you get financially stable, especially if you have children. The council can help you. So many places you can contact. And I know we just had the Pride Month, so I know probably a lot of LGBTQ plus people might be struggling, so this might be a good time to mention that as well. Again, there are so many charities you can contact that will help you get to a safe place while you sort out your situation, so you are not stuck.
And I know this might sound harsh, but just remember, a lot of the time people don't change. So saying to yourself, this isn't going to happen again, he won't do it again, the likelihood of him or her doing it again is quite high. So
yeah,
please don't leave it to chance and just think that it's going to get better, because 9 times out of 10 it won't. It'll just keep getting worse.
It will, honestly. If you or your children or whatever, any part of your family is unsafe and you feel like you can't move because of your finances, don't think that way. Talk to anyone you know, your family, friends. Like I said, there are so many charities that can help you move away. Don't stay. Don't think like you have no options. There are so many options you can choose from. A very sad ending.
Yes. But we will leave you on that note, and we want to thank you again for listening.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. If you could provide us with some feedback on this episode or the last one. The last one's a little bit different, so I would genuinely want to hear what you guys think about them, to see if you want to have more episodes like that, or if it's just something you don't like, so we won't do them like that anymore.
Yeah, like, this is for us, but it is for you as well. Kind of like a little podcast for you with your family.
Yeah.
Learning new things and new folklore. And sometimes Greek mythology.
Yeah. A lot of Greek mythology.
I love Greek mythology. Okay, so thank you again for listening.
Bye.